Welcome to Expand Your Fempire with Caterina Rando, the podcast for women in business on a mission, sharing ideas to support you to grow, lead, and thrive. Now, here's your host, Caterina Rando.
Welcome back to another episode of the Expand Your Fempire podcast. I'm your host, Caterina Rando, and I am blessing to be with you today. And the reason is because we are going to talk about women effectively and successfully selling to women. I want to talk to you about this because there are so many sales experts out there that are teaching women how to sell like men. And guess what? It doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for us as sellers, and it certainly doesn't work for us as buyers. I'm going to share with you some of my insights, best strategies, ideas to support you to be way more effective and really have a lot more fun and enjoy the process of selling to women so much more. And as a result, you are going to be so much more effective. This is my new, very important platform because after many, many years of selling exclusively to women, and teaching women how to sell, I see what's working. I see what's not working. I see what they have been taught that doesn't work. And I do not want that to happen to you. Years ago, I'm going to give a keynote speech. I walk in the building. I run to get the elevator. This lovely gal holds the elevator open for me, lets me in. I had not had a chance in my car to check my hair and makeup. And so I said to her, "My friend, I'm about to go give a speech. Can you check my hair and makeup? Do I look okay?" And she laughed and she said to me, "You look fine." And then I turned around and I said to her, I said, "You are so beautiful." She was a beautiful, striking woman. And I saw in that moment her shoulders drop and this relaxation come across her face. I didn't quite know why. Of course, she was one of the guests at this conference I was speaking at. We got to know each other a little bit that day. And she told me that this was the first women's business conference that she had ever been to, and that she was very apprehensive about going. She had had a job for a tech firm for many years. And so here she was now starting her own business. And she became my client. She was with me for several years. She's now a thriving speaker, having a thriving business, doing amazing things. What I learned on that day, really quite by accident, is what I call the girlfriend strategy for sales. And what I mean by this is treat every woman who you meet like she's your good girlfriend. My point here is that when we see women as amazing people to connect with and get to know and have fun with and chat with and discover what's going on and what commonalities we have together, it is a great way to start a business relationship. Now, I share this with you because, as you know, Nobody likes to be sold. And this is why, as women in business, we often struggle with the aspect of sales and gaining clients because, of course, we don't want to be salesy. And the old school techniques, many that teach intimidation or teach going through long sales presentations with charts, do not work or interest your potential clients. Have you ever been told, hey, my friend, you want to get together for coffee? Or, hey, I would love to interview you to find out what's going on in your industry, only to be in a situation where someone pulls out their sales presentation and starts to talk with you and give you a sales presentation when you thought you were getting together for an insightful chat or a visit? This has happened to me a few times recently. And you know what? These sales techniques are actually doing the opposite. They are having people not trust us or trust the person who requests the opportunity, because say, hey, my friend, I'd love to talk with you about how I might be able to support you in your business. Would you like to have a conversation about that? Or support you with your health, or support you with your image, or support you with buying your house, whatever it is, whatever business you are in. Always be overt, never be covert. Never, ever, ever use a script. Never come across like you're reading a script. This is inauthentic and it turns us off. By the way, sidebar, my friends, you know it's the same for your speaking. Never sound like you're reading your speech. Death alert. I got more for you. Here's what else also doesn't work. So many trainers and marketers, they're teaching pain, pain, pain. Find the pain points, push the pain points. Women don't want to talk about their pain to people they don't know. This is why relationship building is so important first. And we'll talk about that. Women buy from people they know, they like, they trust, they want to talk to, they want to hang out with, and they know will do a good job for them. People that listen to us, people that make us a priority, people that treat us VIP. I remember many, many years ago, I had a webmaster and I called him to tell him that there was a mistake on my website about a date or something. It was his mistake. He said to me, oh, Caterina, I can get to that in about 3 weeks. Well, of course, that was the last time I ever spoke to him. Now, I may not be your most VIP client. You certainly want to make me feel that way. And when I say me, I mean you and every other woman on the planet. We better feel like you are on top of doing a great job for us. And that will keep us coming back. Super tip alert, super tip alert. No one will ever buy from you or me or anybody unless we have influence with them. Now, here is the challenge with this. The amount of influence that is needed by any of your potential clients is not the same as any of your other potential clients. I'm sure you've heard me say, and let me remind you here, that there are 4 kinds of potential clients. The Insta client, they meet you, they're blissing. I met a lady last week at a speech I gave. She's like, Caterina, I love you. I love what you're doing. You changed my life. That was surprising to me since she only heard me give a speech. She said, I'm going to fly out and meet you. I want to work with you. By the way, that is a clear indication that she wants to get to know me or somebody before she hires them. This is what I would call an Insta client. However much influence I built in that speech, that was enough for her to be a yes. Some other potential clients of yours are slow cookers. They want 3 to 6 months. They got to watch you for a while. They got to take a look around, see who else you're working with, see if you really deliver on what you say. That's the slow cooker. Then there's the super slow cooker. They take up to a year to get started with you. Sometimes they got to get used to the idea of hiring somebody like you. Maybe they never hired a life coach before, or an image professional, or somebody to do energy work on them, or whatever it is that you do. Maybe they never hired anybody like that before. And that's why they're a super slow cooker. And then, of course, there is the super slow cooker. And this is your gal potential client that takes more than a year. A couple of weeks ago, I did a workshop. There was women there that I met in 2015. 2 of them. I got 4 clients that week. 2 of them met me in 2015. That's a long time ago. The other day, I was looking at one of my clients' records. It said she started in 2014. We are looking for long-term and lifelong clients. And this is why it is so important for you to be hip to the fact that not everybody makes decisions in the same amount of time. And the reason for that is because not everybody needs the same amount of influence built by us before they say yes. Now, this is a very important aspect of sales to shine the spotlight on, because if you, like me, are more of an Insta client, meaning when you choose to work with someone, you don't need 10 months to make a decision. You meet them, you like them, they have what you need, you like the price, you like the offer, you are going to get started right away. If you're an Insta client, your challenge is you probably fall down with your follow-up. But if you are a more of a slow cooker or a super slow cooker, you know what your problem is? The challenge is that you sometimes don't recognize the Insta client when she's right in front of you. I was talking to a gal that I've known for years. She's actually my client. She's phenomenal. And I wanted to hire her. And I called her. We had a conversation. And she said to me, well, Caterina, did you see the information I sent to you? I said, oh, no, I didn't see it. She said, well, let me resend it and then we can chat again. I said, my friend, no, we are talking right now. Tell me what's in the information so I can make a decision right now. Do you see what I'm saying? If you are not Insta, you don't think anybody else is Insta. And what I'm saying to you is that about 25 to 30% of your potential clients will make an Insta decision. You have to be on the lookout for them. And really what I like to do is ask the question that will determine if somebody is Insta or not. And here it is. I say to someone when I'm talking to them, I say, would you like to hear about how I work with my clients? Would you like to hear about how you can get started? Are you interested in the June sales program or the September sales program? Are you interested in moving forward in the next few weeks? These are questions that help you determine if they're Insta or not, because I want you to have more Insta clients. I also, though, want you to recognize that not everybody is Insta. Now, back to our hot topic of the day, women selling to women. We've just had this discussion about the 4 kinds of clients because nobody will ever buy from you, reminding you, until you have built influence. The challenge is we don't know how much influence we got to build with any potential client. And here's what I also want to remind you. When a gal says to you, not now, not sure, talk to me later, whatever she says that comes down to not moving forward, I want you to hear whatever she says. And I want you to translate that into you, meaning you, the salesperson, need to build more influence with that person before she's ready to buy. And guess what? It's easy for you because you're a woman and you're good at relationship building. How do you do that? You invite her to your next workshop. Sidebar, if you're not having your monthly free Zoom workshop, I'm sorry for you, because that is the strategy that will have you always have something to invite people to, where you will build more influence, and that will have them keep coming back, getting more value from you, and becoming your client. Now, I have other podcast episodes we've recorded specifically on sales. Listen to them, because sales is not just about the conversation. It's about all these things we do. This is what we cover in our Thrive at Sales program. I want you to recognize that you have to master sales in order to thrive in your business. So please go back, listen to those other episodes. Let me give you a few more specific do's and don'ts of selling to women as I intended today. Okay, here's something I know you would never do, but I just want to remind you to never do it, because I've had people do this to me, and you may have people do this to you, and it's never going to result in a sale. I've had people tell me I was stupid if I didn't join their program. I've had people tell me it was a bad decision not to buy from them. People tell me I must be naive if I'm not moving forward. Super tip alert, do not insult your potential client. That will have you never, ever, ever get the sale. Love and kindness. You want to sell with love and kindness and graciousness. One of the things I talk about when we talk about the sales conversation is, look, if a woman's busy and she's distracted, graciously and happily reschedule. Because if you don't have her full attention, she's never going to buy from you, or she's certainly not buying from you today. Please be clear. Love, kindness. This is what gets sales. Because when we get on the phone with somebody, and we've all had so many sales experiences, not necessarily as the salesperson, as the potential client, and there's this natural defensiveness that comes up because nobody likes to be sold. But when you get on the phone with somebody and you're not trying to sell them, you're getting to know them, you're finding out what their needs are, you're being a girlfriend, you're visiting. Guess what? They get off the phone, they feel good about their interaction with you. Do you know what that means? They're going to want to talk to you again. Isn't that awesome? Which means when you reach out to them again, they're going to talk to you. They're going to respond. I find it very easy to get appointments on my calendar to talk to people. You know why? Because I only invite people to talk to me that I already have influence with, for the most part. When somebody is referred to me, I don't have influence with them. That's fine. I talk to them. I don't try to sell them anything. I talk to them. I get to know them. I see if they're a match. I give them some super tips. I share some resources. I invite them to my next workshop. And then I invite them to have a sales conversation. Okay, here's another don't and then a do. Do not keep circling back to people with the idea that you will wear them down. No. Ask people if they want to hear from you again. Would you like me to check back with you? Do you think you might be interested sometime in the future? Would you like me to invite you to anything I think that might be a good match for you? Ask people if they want. If they say no, take them off your list. There's a lifetime supply of potential clients for you. And you've heard every no is closer to a yes. It's true. And here's what I also want you to know. There's enough pie for everybody. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Mary Jane, Sheila, your competitors, so to speak. Don't worry about that. Focus on your potential clients, build great relationships with them, treat them VIP, sell to them with love and kindness. And guess what? They will be your clients. They will become your clients. If not now, later. Now, let's talk a little bit more about some do's. Do listen to what women have to say. And sometimes I'll say to somebody, tell me a little bit about you. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in your business and share with me anything you'd like me to know. Now, some people do that in a minute. Some people take 15 minutes. That's okay. I am listening attentively the whole time. You know why? Because women share with you what's important for them to have you know. And this is all information to support you in talking with them about what is important to them related to the service or product you're delivering. The more we listen to our potential clients and really listen to what's important to them and listen to what their challenges are and listen to the solutions they're looking for, bing, 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 the more we can respond to them and share with them what we've got that is a good match for them. When we talk about sales, we often want to share the benefits of our product or service. I want to make sure you do that. I also want to make sure that you are sharing transformation. Now, what's the difference between benefits and transformation? For example, benefits usually relate to results. It's going to improve your bottom line. That's a result somebody can see. It's going to slim your waistline. That's a result somebody can see. Your house is going to be organized. That's a result someone can see. There are 3 things that are more transformation that women buy. Now, what is transformation? Here's my simple way to say it. Transformation is how we be or become different in who we are. And 3 things that women love in this area. One is clarity, being clear. Women buy clarity. Women also love confidence and buy confidence. For example, a new manager might say to an image professional, hey, I'm getting a new job. I'm going to be a first-time manager. I want to make sure I am looking the part every time I walk into my new office. That's what she's saying. What's underneath what she's saying is I want to be certain. I want to be confident that I am looking the part, which also means I need some clarity as to what is the best ensembles, outfits for me to wear. She's buying clarity. She's buying confidence in the midst of those services. And that is transformation. Now, there's something else women love to buy, by the way, that is not exactly transformation, but it informs transformation or it supports transformation. And that is connection and community. Women love community. I'm going to tell you the day I became very aware of this. Many, many years ago, I was running a business development program and a development program for women that wanted to use speaking to grow their business. I had this lovely gal, one of several, who had done the 6-month business program. She had done the 6-month speaker program. It was the last day of the speaker program. And she said to me, Caterina, what else do you have? Because I love coming and being with all these amazing women. And that was the moment I realized it wasn't just about the education. It was about the community and the connection. There's more. It was also about the ongoing support and the ongoing guidance and the ongoing encouragement and the container that kept them focused and in action. All of that was true. And that is what community provides. Do you have a component of community in your offerings? And if you do, talk about it when you're selling and talk about it in your sales copy. Same thing with clarity and certainty, which is what I call it, also known as confidence. I have so much more to share with you on this hot topic of women successfully, effectively selling to women. I'm going to do this as a two-parter. Be sure to come back and listen to the next episode on this same hot topic, and I promise you there will be many more gems for you to embrace, because I want you to bliss and thrive and scale and soar with your sales. By the way, if you have not been to one of my monthly free Zoom workshops, run, do not walk to my website, CaterinaRando.com. If you have not embraced all of our many free resources at CaterinaRando.com/links, go take a look. There are checklists, there's videos, there's ebooks. There's so many resources for you to build your business. Also at CaterinaRando.com, you can listen to all the podcast episodes that you haven't listened to yet. You can find out about our app. You can find out about our amazing sales program and speaking program, our next retreat. So many ways we have to support women on a mission just like you. Before we go, let me remind you, my friend, you have massive value to bring. There is a lifetime supply of amazing women to serve. And you know what? There's enough pie for everybody, including you. Sending you love. Call on me anytime for any reason. Connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm here to support you to sell more, serve more, and most importantly, uplift more lives. Bing, bing, bing. Welcome back to another episode of the Expand Your Fempire podcast. I'm your host, Caterina Rando, and I am blissing to be with you today because we are continuing our discussion on women selling to women. Yesterday, I was on a Zoom call with many of the women who attended our Bliss retreat in January of this year. We meet every month on Zoom to have a check-in, to visit, to connect. We do it on a weekend. There were women who did it from their cars. There were women that did it from international locations. It's important for all of us to stay connected. Why? Because women love and value so much relationships. We talked about this a lot in part 1. I invite you to listen to that episode if you didn't. And today we're going to continue our discussion. One of the things about women is that we have many responsibilities. We are managing our home. We're often the caretaker for elderly parents. You know it. You're a woman. You got a lot going on. One of the things we appreciate when we're considering a purchase, a product, a service, we appreciate flexibility. We appreciate going outside of normal business hours, or having something dropped off instead of having to pick it up. Or we appreciate a modified payment plan, meaning if you normally go 3 payments, you'll go 6, or you'll give us a payment hiatus 1 month if we need it. Women want to be accommodated when we have a special request, when we would prefer something done outside the norm. You may have seen a video I did on my Facebook page a while back for Jana Carrick Designs. Jana is the creator of the Forever dress. It's a great dress. I have 2 of them. You can wear it anywhere and look fabulous. Anyway, the first time I bought a dress from Jana, I said to her, "Hey, my friend, I'm getting ready for this cruise. I don't know if it's going to get here in time." And she sent it. It got to me like super fast, within a day, really a day and a half. And I felt taken care of. I felt she responded to my needs. She never used the term policy or this is what we usually do. By the way, the word policy, this is our policy, that is the opposite of women successfully selling to women. We want personalization. We often need personalization based on our life and our lifestyle. And the other thing to know, this is really important. I, of course, teach women how to sell to women and to everybody, but especially women selling to women. And I strategize with women in business on their overall businesses. And I often say to women, it's not about the first sale. It's about the second sale. The only way we get, though, to the second sale is getting that first sale, doing a great job, under-promising, over-delivering with whatever the product or service is. Then, though, we also have to ask for the second sale. I mention this because if you're not flexible on the first sale, if there's a request or something that would support this buyer, potential client with the first sale, sweetheart, you're never going to get to the second sale. And remember that we're looking for long-term and lifelong clients. These women that were on the call with me yesterday from the Bliss Retreat, some of them have been my clients for years. Some of them have been my clients for years and years and years. I got a thank you note last week from a woman that was with me at our speaker retreat the week before. It was a thank you note for coming on my retreat. Now, let's not forget, she paid the full fee. She sent me a thank you note. And in that thank you note, she said, "I am your client for life." Warmed my heart to no end. And guess what? That's not the first time I've heard that. I recently had another client tell me, "Caterina, you are my coach for life." I have had women tell me, "Caterina, I will be on every retreat you will ever do for the rest of my life." I'm telling you this because it's not just about giving massive value. It's about women feeling seen, heard, gotten, knowing that they matter, knowing that you see that they have massive value to bring if it's in a service, business to business situation. I want you to remember all of this because all of those things have to happen before the first sale. And so this guiding principle of being flexible, being accommodating, when you are working with a woman to bring her on as a client the first time, will support you to get the second sale and the third sale and the 20th sale. That looks all kinds of different ways. Sometimes it's delaying the first payment. Sometimes it's a hiatus for a month when things are tight. Sometimes it's starting with a very small deposit to accommodate a financial situation. Sometimes it's delivering things early or adding in a bonus to accommodate a second need when they don't have available revenue for a second sale. Let me give you a perfect example. I was talking yesterday with one of the women that was on my speaker mastermind retreat a couple of weeks ago. And she's very interested in coming back for another speaker mastermind retreat, because with speaking, like with sales, like with writing, the goal is not just to learn some things. The goal is to master these skills. She recognizes that. She wants to come back for another speaker mastermind retreat. I said, of course, I'd love to have you, because really, I designed the program that they come back year after year after year. Why? Because I'm not looking for clients. I'm looking for long-term and lifelong clients just like you. She said to me, though, she said, Caterina, maybe I should do the sales class because really I need help with my sales. And I said, yes, I definitely want to support you with sales. And the truth is, my friend, yes, if you can't sell, you can't serve. Doesn't matter how good of a speaker you are. I said to her, would you like to hear my irresistible invitation? By the way, this is a very, very, very important sentence I want you to put in your toolbox. Before I make someone an irresistible invitation, I always ask them if they would like to hear my irresistible invitation. And the answer is that they always want to hear it, even when they have just told me no. Did you hear that? By the way, can you feel my bliss right now? Can you feel my positivity as you listen to this? Do you get that when I ask someone if they want to hear my irresistible invitation, do you get that I'm feeling good and having fun and uplifted and uplifting in the process? This is what we call the being side of selling. It's really important when selling to enjoy the conversation, to have fun with it, to absolutely be there to serve and find a solution. And if you and the person you're talking to can be uplifted in the process, you know what? They're going to want to talk to you again. This is why I say women are so good at sales, because we're so good at conversing and connecting. After listening to this, if you do nothing more than bliss on every sales call, you will get more sales, because feeling good is contagious if we're doing it right. Back to the irresistible invitation. I said to this lovely client, we'll call her Sheila. I said, Sheila, would you like to hear my irresistible invitation? She said, yes. I said to her, you know what? when you come back next year for the Speaker Mastermind Retreat, I will gift you this sales class. Now, you might say, Caterina, that's a big amount of money to give away. Yes, maybe. Remember, though, I have a long-term view of my business. She will get so much value from that class that she will sell more. She will earn more. She will rave more. She's already told me how happy she is being in the community, how much value she got from the retreat. Remember, it's the second sale that super matters. By accommodating this client and her needs. Hear that part. I didn't just give it away to give it away. I gave it away because the truth is that's what she needs. And what is my goal? My goal is to never, ever, ever sell anything to anybody they don't need. At the same time, my other goal is to sell them what I know will super serve them. And the truth is that her next highest need is the sales class. The thing is, though, by gifting it to her, you know what happens? I get the much bigger sale. And by her mastering her sales on top of her speaking, bing, 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 we're going to have a client for life. Sheila is going to be with me for life. Super tip alert, super tip alert. The guiding principle we've just been discussing is that the second sale super matters. The other guiding principle I'm hoping that you are already embracing is having a long-term view of your business and a long-term view of the potential sales for any client and every client. And that, my friend, is all about the relationships. As a coach, as a business mentor, I hear so many stories of women that have invested big time in their business and they got no client care. They got no special consideration. They got no special attention when they needed it, when a husband was sick or there was a different personal need that took them out of a program. This is a big mistake for those coaches or consultants or mentors who said, hey, you signed a contract, sorry for you, because they only cared about the first sale. You're super smart, you're super savvy. You care about a lot more than that. You care about the relationship with the client. You care about them getting massive value, and you are having a long-term view of your business. If you want a bliss in your business, because you know what brings the bliss in your business? Let's be very clear. I want you not only to thrive in your business, not only to have a solid financial fempire, I also want you to bliss in your business. I want you to get up every morning, be so excited to serve your clients, be blissing when you're talking to your team, be blissing when you are doing everything that you do. You know what brings you the bliss? Not only seeing client results, also seeing client transformation. More importantly, seeing their bliss with the work you have done with them. Seeing their bliss at the results your support or service or product has brought them. That will make you bliss more than any amount of revenue in the door. And this is why it's so important to make sure that every client is getting outstanding client care, getting the personal support they need, and giving them even more value than they expected or anticipated, so that the second sale happens with ease. When I did my speaker mastermind retreat a couple of weeks ago, before we left, with conversations that took about 3 minutes, every single woman except for one had signed up for something else. Early in my career, I had a coach who was a very good coach. However, she was very rigid. You didn't make a call, there was never any flexibility. The call never went 1 minute over. If you didn't cancel 24 hours ahead, sorry for you, you lost that call. You signed a contract, payments come out on the 20th, payments had to come out on the 20th. There was no flexibility. And I'm going to tell you the truth. She was absolutely a woman who ran her business like a man, because that's who had mentored her. Now, she genuinely cared. She genuinely had a big heart, but you would not see it. I know this because we became very good friends. But as a coach, it was all business. And what I'm saying to you, I hope you're getting from our discussion today, is that it's all personal. And the more personal it is, the more women will buy from you. And on top of the genuine caring that we've been discussing and the personal attention, making it personal means you are accommodating to the best of your abilities when people have a request. Okay, let's talk about a couple more things. I think I've made this point very well. Women also care about social proof. This is what the studies show. They're more likely to purchase something when other people they know personally have raved about it. We like testimonials. We like to read the reviews. And therefore, if this applies to your business where you can get reviews, you can get testimonials, do it. This also says that somebody who is referred to you by someone who has influence with them is likely to become a client. However, you also have to realize that when somebody refers somebody to you, you, my friend, have no influence yet with that person. However, because they are personally referred, they are open to working with you. Your job is still to build influence before you ask them to buy. Now, I'm going to sidebar here and say, I hope you have your referral program in place. If you don't, this is a priority for your business. A referral. Now, I know that if you're in financial services or certain industries, they have rules about that. I know some networking groups are not a fan of it. I am a huge fan of referral programs. Why? Because when you have referral programs, you're more likely to have long-term and lifelong referral partners. Also, another thing, women like being in relationship on social media with the people they're doing business with. And this helps us as service providers, as vendors, to build personal relationships with our clients. Like, comment on your clients and potential clients' posts. Share their posts. One of the things I do is when somebody sends me a friend request on Facebook. I don't just look at their picture and click yes. I go and look at their page. And if they look like somebody I get to know, I say, hey, Sheila, I looked at your profile. Usually I looked at your website. I love what you're up to. If I can make a comment about a photo or a post, I do, because now that's personal. This is also very important for those of you using LinkedIn. I find it so funny when I get well, maybe funny is not the right word. When I get a message in my mailbox on LinkedIn, hey, Caterina, want to know if you're interested in publishing a book. Sweetheart, obviously you know nothing about me. Obviously you did not even look at my LinkedIn profile. Of course, I'm not going to do business with you. Very, very important to build relationships before the sale and after the sale. And this has people be more open to the possibility of being our client. The last thing I want to talk to you about in our Women Selling to Women Part 2 discussion is embracing the love languages in selling. Remember, I said earlier that every woman you're talking to wants to feel seen, heard, valued, welcomed, appreciated, get that she matters. She matters as a client. She matters as a person, and that you see her value. That ability to acknowledge people is one of the love languages. Words of appreciation and acknowledgement. Now, in this podcast, in episode 54, we did talk about a self-love plan of embracing the love languages. And I encourage you to listen to that. I'm sure we've talked about the love languages in the over 100 episodes that we've recorded. What I want to say to you, though, is embracing them in the selling process. Words of appreciation and acknowledgement, gifts, acts of service. Just the other day, I sent a lead for speaking to someone who is not yet a client. That is an act of service, especially because I have tons of clients that are speakers. Her particular area was different than my clients. I, of course, frequently refer my clients for speaking, which is an act of service, which helps them get extra value in their investment, and of course, helps for the next sale. Embracing the love languages in selling is essential, and also in our client care. Let's quickly remind you of what those are. Words of appreciation and acknowledgement, acts of service, quality time, gifts, and physical touch. I think we're back to hugging again. Hugging matters. Of course, I know you can't do that via Zoom, but you know what I do via Zoom all the time? Blow kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. As we have had this discussion today, and hopefully you've already listened to part 1 of Women Selling to Women, what I'm hoping is that you can unlearn some of the things that you learned about business or about selling way back when that didn't feel good to you, that maybe prevented you from selling because you didn't want to be salesy, and so you just avoided sales. But the truth is, sales is fun and it's awesome, and it is the gateway to having amazing relationships with amazing women, because when they're working with you, you really get to know them. And that will have you bliss, that will have them bliss, and we'll all be blissing together. Bing, bing, bing. It's my honor and privilege to be with you today and any day. Please join me for one of my upcoming workshops on selling or speaking. Join me for one of my upcoming retreats. We already have some in the works for next year. Women are already signed up. I'd love to get to know you and your business more. Remember, you have massive value to bring. There's a lifetime supply of people to serve. Be loud, be proud about your massive value. Invite women to get to know you, have conversations with them, invite them to be your client. Then you can sell more, then you can serve more. And when you do that, you will uplift many more lives. Again, Caterina Rando, blessing to be with you. Listen to our other podcast episodes, and hopefully we will be together again very soon.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Expand Your Fempire with Caterina Rando.